Okay, so I guess you're a little bit different from everyone else in that most of the players who I've spoke to so far have come from other clubs, whereas you had a good what do you have, 5 or 6 games last season, something like that?
Yeah, 6 games, 5 league games and a friendly.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Coming from a different area. Obviously, I was on loan from Curzon, but I finished the season with Mosley, and it was a good finish to the season.
Yeah.
What did we win? I think we win 3 games, drawn 1 and lost 2.
Yeah, that sounds about
right. So we did really well, and it was a good positive start to my career at Mosley.
Yeah, and a good few clean sheets for you as well. I think you keep 3 clean sheets in there, was it something like that?
Yeah, 3 clean sheets, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so not bad at all. So is that your first taste to like men's football?
No, at 16 I played Manchester Amateur Prem for Brighton Town, so that was my first experience of men's football. I didn't like it at all. I absolutely hated it. I remember I was like crying to my dad at home saying I don't want to play it, and I was like, and then he just said go on play it. So I started playing it, and by the end of the season I loved it. I didn't want to leave it, and then I started playing for Curzon 18s, and I got told not to play it, and then that's how it started.
So the Curzon team you were in, that was the team that did well in the FA Youth Cup, is that right?
Yeah. So we had a really good run. We started off a bit shaky at Altrincham away. Keaton scored, I think. Yeah. We ended up 2-2, and it was straight through 90 minutes, and then extra time, couldn't score, so we went to penalties. And ended up saving 2 penalties in that. That was a good experience. Yeah. Especially at Altrincham, it was nice to play there on a big stadium, nice ground. So that was a good start to the FA Youth Cup run, and then we had quite an easy run in. Then we beat someone 11-0, and then beat Marines 7-3. But we had to take that to extra time because that was 3-3 at full time, and then we ended up scoring 4 goals in extra time. I think Keaton got a hat trick that game. So yeah, that was a good run. And then who did we have in the next round?
Was it Oldham in the next one?
Guiseley. We weren't out the qualifying round yet. We had Guiseley in the next one away, so that was a tough test on a Tuesday night, I think. Everyone had just finished college and was all buzzing, trying to get home from college early, and then we had to get a coach up to Guiseley. That was a tough test. They were a really good side because we played them. There's about 5 or 6 lads that I went to college with that also played for Curzon, and we'd played them the year before and we battered them 5-0.
Yeah.
But we knew they were going to be a different team, and they were really, really, really good team. But we come out on top on that one again, 3-1. So that was a good one. And then it was, I think it was Blackpool in the next one. So that was obviously a tough test coming up against a pro side, full-time team. We'd been to watch them against Oldham Athletic the week before, and we knew they were beatable straight away. We was confident going into it, but we just looked at their attacking threat, and they had a striker that was about 7 foot tall. He was absolutely massive, and that was our only worry. And he ended up not playing because he was with the first team. So that was good for us. And then obviously beat Blackpool 2-1, and then went on to play Oldham Athletic again at Curzon. Obviously Curzon pitch is very nice, so it was my pleasure to play there. And then Oldham Athletic, everyone was nervous because it's like even though we're non-league and they're professional, it's like a little derby for us because a lot of us knew him. Like Jack Grundy was playing for Oldham Athletic then. So was Charlie Leach, who just signed for Mosley. Yeah. So a lot of us were mates with the lads that we were playing against. So that was like a test to see whether we was mentally focused, and obviously come out on top 3-2, and then don't really want to talk about the Birmingham game because they absolutely walked over us.
That's fine. So obviously finished last season with Keogh was in charge at the end of last season. How did it come about moving permanently?
So the season finished, and it was a bit strange because I weren't really sure what was going on. There was nothing being said in the group chat. So, and obviously, Dave had just left like sudden as soon as I got there, and I worked in the group chat when I first joined, so I didn't know that Dave was leaving. So I didn't really know his contacts, and then it came to the end of the season, and I kept ringing Keel. I was like, Keel, what's going on? Like, and no one's speaking to me from the club, or is there any news about a manager or whatever? And he just said, just wait. I said, I've had a couple clubs contact me, but I don't want to go. I said, I'd rather stay where I'm at because I've enjoyed it there. So we've had a good couple of games, and I get along with the lads very well. And then it was confirmed that Dave got the manager job, and about 15 minutes later, I got a phone call off this unknown number, and it was Dave ringing me, and he just said he told me his plans and whatever. A couple of young lads coming in. He wants a nice young bright squad this season with some experience in there, and that's what we've got at the minute. So he told me his plans, and obviously that's what everyone wants to hear, really, doesn't it? A young squad with a bit of experience in there, especially with someone of my age.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's good. So, are you 18 now?
Yeah, I was 18 in March.
Yeah. So, coming into, like, obviously, you said you played Manchester Amateur League. So, coming in at the back end of last season in Step 4, men's football is quite physical at our level. How did you find that step change? Because you were only 17 at the time. It was a big
it was,
wasn't it?
Yeah, I'd only trained with the lads once, but it helped training with the first team at Curzon.
Okay.
So I was training with them week in, week out, and you could start to understand the physical side of it. Obviously, I went with Curzon a couple of times to sit on the bench, and that helped because it shows what goes on the sidelines and in the changing rooms.
Yeah.
Obviously, Cam Mason helped me out a lot because he gave me a lot of tips, and before I went on loan. But going in, I was unbelievably nervous. I'd only trained once with Mosley before it. I didn't really know any of the lads. I kept calling Keo. So it was very nervous. And as soon as we got out on the pitch, I was absolutely fine. And you had the lads there supporting you, like Mark Lees. He was a big help. Cade was, but Keo was the main one. Obviously, he backed me, and he obviously kept me in the side, even though he could have brought Theo back in at Prescott Cable.
Right. Yeah.
So that helped a lot, and that just boosted confidence then from when Keo went in charge. Yeah,
that's good. And then obviously we've had I spoke to a couple of people, but probably in my memory, it's probably like one of our best pre-seasons. We've looked really good in pre-season. How's it been for you?
Yeah, it's been really good. We've had a good 11 weeks. I think it's 10, 11 weeks of training. We didn't know obviously when we was going to start. It was a bit strange because we had to start in groups. But they brought a new goalkeeper coach in, Jimmy. He's been class with us, been class with me and Jordan. It's been a good test to have Jordan in as well. He's had a bit of experience at Chadderton. So it was good to have a bit of competitiveness in training and to see Jordan play as well, because he's obviously a very good goalkeeper. So yeah, it's been a very good pre-season. I think personally I've done well this pre-season. So yeah, it's been enjoyable. Training's been very good, and obviously the lads have bonded really well. We've got a real good side together.
What do you think of the players who've come in? Did you know a lot of them before they'd come in from other places that you played around?
So obviously I knew of Charlie Leach because he was at Oldham Athletic with Jack. Yeah. I know of Ethan Kershaw as well because he was in the year above me at primary school, and then went to Burnley.
Yeah.
And then Ryan Shenton, obviously he was at Curzon.
Yeah.
A couple of years back, 2 years before me, I think. So I knew a couple of the lads that have come in, and I knew the quality of the lads that are coming in. When you know them, you know the quality of the lads that are coming in. It looked really good on the days that we all signed, because there was people coming in that you knew, and you knew they were good quality players. So you could sort of tell from the start that we was going to have a good squad.
Have you got anyone, like obviously you and Jordan work quite closely together, you've had quite a good, it seems like you've had a good split of the games in pre-season as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
You find it good working with him as well, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Because he tests you as well. We test each other. We push each other. If we don't think something's right, we'll do it again.
Yeah.
Like if you drop a catch, we'll do one more, and if we drop it again, do another. Just make sure everything's bang on. So that's obviously helped with Jimmy coming in because he's pushed us as well. So it's been good with Jordan because it makes you realise, it gives you a kick up the bum, so that you're not comfortable. And that's what Dave said when he brought him in. He said it's to push us both.
Yeah.
So that not one of you's thinking you're there to be number one. It's so that he can also push. We can push each other to get that spot. So it's been very good and very competitive.
The other one, so you're quite lucky. So you've got the back end of last season. You probably got our best spell of last season anyway. So, and obviously you came pretty much. It was Keogh was in charge from when you were in. There was a little bit in between, but not much. So, do you see the difference between the end of last season? Because the club's changed a lot in such a small space of time. Obviously, you've got the new kits. You've got lots of other stuff going on. You got all your training gear the other day and everything. Does it feel like it's a different place around there at the moment with David and Lee as well being in?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. You could tell as soon as we went in from the start. Obviously, the back end of last year, it was difficult because there was no management, so there was no one really running training sessions. So we was going to training, and it was just the basics of training. It was just like basics of football, just making sure the lads did get a session in. Whereas now we've sort of had a way of playing. We've worked on a way of playing. We're doing shadow playing training, and it's not just that. It seems to be more bonding within the group. Obviously, we had a lads' night the other night at Mosley at the stadium, so that was good to get to that. Get to know everyone. We did initiations, obviously, so that was a bit of a laugh as well. So yeah, it's fucking good this year with the new management team in there. So yeah, we should have a good season.
What song did you sing for your initiation?
I sang Dancing in the Moonlight.
I'll have to find out if it was any good or not. I've heard a couple were alright, to be fair.
You'll have to ask Matty for the video.
Where do you think the team can go this season? What's a good season for the club? The team that you're in at the moment.
The team, well, looking at it from pre-season, we should really be pushing for promotion. At least playoffs, if not top half of the table. Especially with the team we've built, with the experience that we've still got from last season, and the lads that we've built, we should match, if not better, everyone's fitness this season with the youth we've got in the side. So yeah, we're looking good. We should have good run in the cup. Hopefully, do well in that as well. So I think a good season just be a good season for top half of the table. A very good season would be playoffs and promotion. So I think that's a good start for stuff. It's a good start from pre-season. What
about you? What would be a good season for you?
A good season just to retain the number one shirt, because I know that I've got pressure on me behind me and Jordan. If I can retain the number one shirt, keep it, that'd be my main goal for the start of the season. Obviously, keep as many clean sheets as possible.
Yeah.
Obviously, with my age, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a difficult season because I'm less experienced than some of the other lads. I've not played a full season at this level, so it'll be interesting. But just have to see how it goes.
Yeah, good challenge.
Yeah,
cool.
A good challenge.
Yeah, definitely. At pre-season, you get in. Obviously, we've only had 2 home games pre-season. We had one on Saturday, which we could only have 200 into. One on Tuesday, where there was like up to 400 allowed. But obviously, this Saturday is where it sort of starts, where you're going to get away fans turning up to the ground to get in. Home fans are struggling to get in because we could only have 400 still. So it's got to be exciting to go into that knowing that it's a game that means something for a change.
Massively, because the attendance that we got on Saturday was amazing. Obviously, filled the full 200 capacity, and then on Tuesday night as well, even though it was raining and it was wet, we got the fans in. There was probably, I'm not sure how many there was, well over 200, but probably about 300 fans there. So it'll be exciting on Saturday. It'll be a different test, obviously, because it's not pre-season. Obviously, the division's below, so they're going to come fighting. They're not going to want to lose. They're going to want to win and battle us. So it should be a good test, and obviously it'll be even better because we've got the fans there behind us, backing us, and we know that they will back us because they always do. So it should be a very good test on Saturday.
It's better playing in front of the fans, isn't it? It is definitely.
Miles better because it's like that first game at Stalybridge. It was so awkward because we was quite a quiet team to start off with, and I think we still are a quiet team.
Yeah.
Obviously, without that experience in there, we are. But I think that the fans gives us a little boost. So that first game at Silverstone, I think we was obviously a couple of fans there. A couple of fans allowed in. I think about 150, and that, I think we played really well at Silverstone. So obviously that set the tone of the rest of the pre-season when fans were allowed to watch. So yeah, I think I think it gives us a little boost, the fans being allowed back in the stadiums.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Honestly, it's because when I've spoke to a couple of others, they've all said like they've come from levels where it's just a few dads who are watching and things like that, so they're excited just to play in front of people who actually have come to support instead of just watching to see if anyone's half decent. So
yeah,
it'll be good.
It was like that last year. My first game, there was probably well over 300 there, and I thought, wow.
Which one was your first one?
Mask.
Oh, was that Mask at home? Yeah.
That 1-0 win. So that was a very good experience. Obviously, well over 300 fans there. But yeah, it was somewhat different for me because obviously in the Manchester Amateur League, you're only playing in front of like about 50 people a week, and then at Curzon 18s, it's literally like your mum, dad, and sister or whatever. So
that's right.
So it's massive. It was different coming in. Obviously, I was very nervous playing in front of everyone, but it was a good first experience getting clean sheet as well.